Um, Now, how do you have the secret sauce for
I
success?
don't have the secret sauce. Good design is good business. Good design should never be noticed. Bad design you notice. Design is a language that allows us to live our life and improve our life to a higher state. It's very important that you mentioned, sorry, to digress, you mentioned there about the designer versus the sort of the tough dude, and that also shows the richness and breadth and depth of the design industry. You can be a beautiful designer who's unconcerned with the purpose of my object. It's the process of design. I am thinking, I am creative, sort of therefore I am. Or you have the end user who just wants to get in and, to a hotel room and have a shower and switch on a light and make it quiet. That just shows the breadth of the business, which is so interesting, and you can drop into any one of those sort of segments and go just explore further. It's very important that we put a value on how we add value to a business proposal. It's very important that design is not considered as something frivolous. Design makes our life smoother and easier. We wouldn't be flying in airplanes or going to the moon if we didn't have designers. Also, it's a status. Design shows that you're thinking beyond the mere existence. You're creating, you're inspiring. But to add value to a business proposition through design is so important, and to understand how you do it, why you do it, and what it benefits the business is essential. And that is the key to being a hospitality designer. We are designing for a brief, for a client, for a purpose, and our design will create an environment where people just want to go back. So it's very focused. I wouldn't want to say seductive. Maybe it is seductive, but it's a space. You walk into a space and you just feel, wow. And why and how do we do that? And that's the science, that's the experience, that's working with a team to make these spaces come alive. And you will know now, if you think about it, you're walking into a space, you go like, oh, this is a bit kind of cold and don't really feel like I want to be here, or I really want to be here. This is so great. And it's psychological, and we're looking at the emotional connection to the environment, and how as designers we can enhance that.
Can we apply the 20/80 rule as something universal for hospitality? Meaning, if there are, let's say, 20% of the key components of a project that make the 80% of that perception of the customer that you are describing, and if so, where is that 20%?
That's I'm not sure I'm going to be able to answer it succinctly, but in hospitality, it's a human interaction with the space. And it also requires other humans to interact. So I would say the downfall can sometimes be our own human interaction. You could create a beautiful space that nobody walks into and just looks amazing. But in hospitality, we use the spaces. We sit down at a restaurant table, or we sleep in a bed, or we use, the bathing facilities. So we're interacting with the building, not just like an art piece, so sometimes you can be let down by the humans interacting. Is there an 80-20 rule? Surprise at every turn. Something that will always, create a yearning to discover more. So maybe a sense of discovery in a space.